Next, we will be discussing the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Act 1991. The Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Act 1991 was passed to effectuate the constitutional provisions which have been provided under Part 8 of the Constitution, which are special provisions with respect to the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Now, the Act of 1991 provided for the establishment of a legislative assembly for the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Such legislative assembly comprises of 70 seats, which are taken up by people who are appointed directly by a direct election. The constituencies are divided and there is a certain reservation which is provided for under the Act. All the constituencies are divided and efforts need to be made to ensure that the population of the various constituencies is uniform to the best possible extent. The reservation with respect to scheduled castes has been envisaged under the Act, wherein certain seats need to be reserved for the scheduled castes in the Legislative Assembly of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. The reservation of seats should be in proportion to the population of the scheduled castes with the population of the people of Delhi. Hence, this particular enactment provides for the establishment of a legislative assembly which is appointed or selected through a direct election. A person is appointed as the deputy speaker and a person is appointed as a speaker to administer the affairs of the assembly. There is a special provision under section 52B of the Act which says that all the suits or proceedings with respect to the administration of Delhi have to be brought in the name of the Government of India. Now we will discuss the constitution and jurisdiction of the Delhi High Court. Under powers vested in the Parliament by Article 241, the Parliament enacted the Delhi High Court Act 1966. Hence, the Delhi High Court is established under the Delhi High Court Act of 1966. Initially, it comprised of the Chief Justice and 4 puisne judges. The number of judges have since then been increasing in keeping with the changing times. The High Court of Delhi exercises jurisdiction over the entire territory of Delhi. It is interesting to note that the High Court of Delhi originally exercised jurisdiction over the Union Territory of Delhi as it then was, along with the state of Himachal Pradesh. The High Court of Delhi had a bench at Shimla in a building known as Ravenswood. It was only after the passing of the Himachal Pradesh Act, which was in fact the State of Himachal Pradesh Act 1970, that the jurisdiction of the Delhi High Court over the state of Himachal Pradesh was extinguished. Now, with respect to the pecuniary jurisdiction, the High Court has original jurisdiction with respect to suits whose subject matter exceeds 2 crores. And also, the High Court has jurisdiction which is original, appellate or other jurisdiction which was exercised earlier by the state of Punjab. the powers, the functions and the jurisdiction that is exercised by the High Court of Delhi is the same as is exercised by the other high courts. Hence, the judges of the High Court of Delhi enjoy the same privileges and are under the same duties as the other judges of the other high courts in the other union territories, or for that matter the various states.